I am greatly honored to have been invited to participate in the Bank of Namibia's 22nd annual Symposium under the theme Namibia Beyond COVID-19, Digital Transformation for Sustainable Economic Development. Upon the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak, we saw countries dramatically impacted from infrastructure, organizations, and enterprise. The global consensus is that the world will never be the same again. Therefore, the theme of this symposium is very relevant as all countries of the world and organizations are developing strategies for post-COVID recovery. That explained why the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly was convened under the theme Building Resilience through Hopes to Recover from COVID-19, Rebuild Sustainability, Respond to the Needs of the Planet, Respect the Rights of the People, and Revitalize the United Nations. All the discussions are speaking to moving beyond COVID-19 together using available tools, including opportunities provided by digital regimes. The pandemic has not only changed the world, but it has also exposed the weakness in national, global institutions and international cooperation. It has brought the world to an unprecedented health. The pandemic does not respect borders, nor the status of countries as developed or developing. However, we have to accept that due to the level of development, African countries, including Namibia, felt more the impact of the pandemic. Hence, a call for Africa to change course and develop strategies to speed up the implementation of the Continental Development Agenda, namely Agenda 2063, and the African Continental Free Trade Area. The development of Africa is determined by what is happening in individual member states. Therefore, Namibia has to play her part, and if digital transforms is the way to go, and it must be embraced. The past year has seen the dominant role of communication technology in education, online studies, e-learning, in business, multilateralism, bilateral, and even in economic diplomacy through virtual meetings. But we have to accept that in some situations, virtual meetings are found not to have been very effective. Hence, we are observing high demand of face-to-face meetings. The examples is the 76th UN General Assembly, the 39th meeting of the AU Executive Council, and the ongoing COP26 UN Climate Change Conference. To that end, digital transformation may have limits in some areas of human activities, especially when body language gives and positions on bilateral and multilateral issues. All these are imperative to resuscitate eroded economies and resignation people's livelihoods to normalcy after COVID-19 for sustainable development to be realized. There is an urgent need to really calibrate, reposition, and repurpose initiatives to boost a recovery strategy for countries, including Namibia, post-COVID-19. This will require a conscious exit strategy, a comprehensive recovery plan, looking at all sectors of the economy and using all available mechanisms, including digital transformation. We must come to the point when we look at targeted investments, both local and foreign investors. Director of Ceremonies, Namibia has not depended on budgetary support from development partners and has maintained fairly balanced fiscal prudence and discipline over the years. Despite the economic headwinds, fiscal consolidation in a post-COVID period will be tough given to constrained fiscal space. The primary objective for economic diplomacy is to be competitive in stimulating our economy. However, to remain competitive in a diplomatic sphere, Namibia needs to optimize its policy regarding global diplomacy and place greater emphasis on the strategic interests encompassed in our economic diplomacy. The main challenge for Namibia's economic diplomacy will be to devise meaningful and practical ways to contribute to the government's plan for economic recovery, strengthen the resilience of strategic sectors, and compete for foreign direct investment. In view of the negative impact of COVID-19 on both global and domestic economy, yesterday, the Minister of Finance has presented the mid-term review budget, which is clearly a pointer on how we should move post-COVID-19 recovery. Therefore, Namibia's economic diplomacy intends to address the structural challenges and vulnerabilities that the COVID-19 pandemic has revealed in our domestic economy and the manner in which we are integrated into global value chains. As the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation, we urge our 21st century diplomats to be entrepreneurial with a clear focus on what investments are required, with tangible costed national investment projects being clearly outlined in advance by the sectors and institutions of government in a transparent fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, as we harness the thrust of digital transformation, we have come to embrace it as a permanent journey forward. However, in such as we are digitizing our communities, we must address the digital divide by ensuring that small and rural communities are similarly able to participate and embrace this digital acceleration for full participation on these digital platforms, for them to make an input and benefit from the national development programs. We are aware of the challenges of accessibility, security, ethics, and integrity on digital platforms are to be addressed. In order to address these challenges, we need to achieve high level of inclusion and build trust with the customers from the start of any digital development. It should become a systematic component weighed into future digitalization strategies. Director of Ceremonies, furthermore, as we increase the usage of digital platforms, we need to be aware of the unfortunate consequences of increased digital technologies which may lead to loss of jobs. I strongly urge as we increase our sustainable development. Therefore, as we embrace digital transformation in a process, we must ensure inclusivity. Director of Ceremony, in conclusion, yes, it has been noted that countries that are effectively integrated information technology, ICT, in their operations will be able to position themselves for the future as digitalization in a context of business became the norm. Namibia needs to ensure that we take advantage of digital transformation to advance each industry while upholding the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, specifically SDGs 8, decent work on economic growth, and 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. I thank you.